Reality check, man, from your device, you know, it's your aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, without any further ado, we don't even have no time for waste, Today we want to look into the story with the donkey prime minister. And it is what it is. I'm not dissing him. But he's the donkey prime minister. He earned it. So you have to give it to him. Look at all the things that the prime minister promised. He promised us, the Jamaican people, that he would make us sleep with our doors and windows open again. We know how that goes. People now have to under more grill than anything else. He also promised us that his administration gonna be different, and it's gonna be a law and order administration. We have now come to the realization that his administration is one of the most thieving and corrupt administration in the history of Jamaica. He also promised us prosperity, growth and development. We also come to that realization now that more Jamaica is under poverty now than ever since. So all the things that he has promised, he has never fulfilled or kept, but he kept this one. And he delivered the donkey to this lady. So therefore, the man earned it. He is the donkey prime minister. How could you put it? What other way can you put this? All the things that Andrew Holness promised to the Jamaican people, he has never fulfilled. But this one with the donkey, he has fulfilled. So you have to give the man his title, man. The donkey prime minister. Okay? Anyway, put fun and joke aside. Because when I see things on TikTok and all these places, me not just giggle and laugh, because things have to make sense. Because me go and sit down, me go and analyze it, and me go and dissect it. And me want it to make some sense to me. So me not just run with all kind of garbage. Me not pollute my cranium with toxic garbage. Me have to process it. And then me come dissect it. And then me go and make my audience know what go on over here. So anyway, the prime minister fulfilled his promise and give this lady the donkey. But what puzzled me, what puzzled me as a Jamaican is the drastic turn what Jamaica made. And we now are heading backwards instead of forward. Remember, it's the Andrew Michael Holiness administration is preaching the 2030 vision. And remember what the 2030 vision is consistent of. It is a new and renewed Jamaica. Electric cars and bus and trucks. Cashless system. AI, artificial intelligence. So sooner or later, you're not dealing with teller in our bank again. You're dealing with robots. At our airport, you're dealing with monitors. Highway from Moran Point to Negril Point. That's the new and renewed Jamaica. So to see in this 21st century, after you, the Prime Minister, are preaching a 2030 vision, is to now come and see you are assisting a lady with a donkey. No, 2030 vision on my left. That's what the Prime Minister is preaching to the nation. Cashless system, artificial intelligence, highway from Moran Point to Negril Point, electric cars, bus. All these beautiful, fancy things. And over here on my right, you take a U-turn and go and give a lady a donkey. 7 years from now, it's 2030, So you do reverse from 2020 vision and back down here to donkey. Back to the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s when people were using donkey. Right? Just to do what? To satisfy your ego, your cloud chasing. You fulfill the short-term plan by give this lady a donkey. Now, every sensible human being, would think that the Prime Minister of Jamaica would seize and capitalize on this moment. Go in that constituency and meet with the Member of Parliament. Sit with a group of these people, including this young lady. Tell her, I hear you cry. But the best thing to do here is to put a proper infrastructure in place. And when we do so, this infrastructure is not going to benefit one individual or two. But this infrastructure is going to benefit the entire community. The Prime Minister did not do that. Instead, what he do, he go and he give this lady a donkey. So now the lady have the comfort of her donkey because it's a personal gift. But the long-term problem of that community is still remain within that community after the donkey was delivered and the Prime Minister left. Because the people of that community is still left without proper infrastructure. So I'm not bashing the lady here because she needed help. So she used social media and she calls out to the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister come through for her. But all I'm saying, use some common sense and make common sense prevail over here. The people of that community or that constituency need proper infrastructure. If that weren't the case, that lady would not reach out on social media to the Prime Minister. Because the other bike, bus, truck, car can drop her feed and her ground provision from her gate to the market. So it's telling me it's lack of proper infrastructure. So now we're just getting back to it. You're preaching a 2030 vision. New and renewed Jamaica. Highway from Moran Point to Negril Point. Electric cars, bus, trucks. A cashless system. Sooner or later, no teller is not going to be in our banks. It's going to be a robot. And over here, we are assisting a lady with a donkey. So the country take a drastic turn from the 21st century, and we are now heading back to the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, when people just use donkey as their only source. It's a sad day for Jamaica to see our Prime Minister is assisting with a donkey in the 21st century. And it does not stop there. Look at our kids. I'm talking the reject, the vulnerable, the deplorable, the unattached, the lowest of our society. And the Prime Minister of Jamaica administration is telling these kids, for us, the government, to assist you with the stipend, there's a criteria where you must have to follow. You can't have flush toilet in your house, and you know if you have fridge, and you know if you have TV. Now, your government, what you put in place to work on your behalf at all times, is telling the less fortunate, the vulnerable, the reject, the deplorable of your community, the kids that don't have it, for him to get a warm lunch when he go to school, he have to use pit toilet out the door. For him mother get a little stipend at the end of the month, then can't have fridge and TV in them house. So this is where we're at in the 21st century. And then you are saying you are pushing 2030 vision. So you're pushing 2030 vision when we don't even have infrastructure. Because this lady cry out to social media to get the attention of the Prime Minister. Because he know that the Prime Minister is a clout chasing Prime Minister. Because if infrastructure was in her community, she would not reach out asking for a donkey from the Prime Minister of Jamaica. But because of that reason, she do so. So, after all is said and done, the Prime Minister earned it, the donkey Prime Minister. Because all the things that he have promised and never kept, he kept this promise. And he come true and give this young lady the donkey. So, it is what it is. And you can't run around it and you cannot hide from it. But this administration and this Prime Minister is a reactive government. When your government, should be a proactive. They see things and prevent it before it happens. But they does not work that way. How these people work? They wait until things happen and then they jump around and start to do cleanup work. I will point you into one incident, if you can remember, because they say that we Jamaican are short-term memory. Remember that new road traffic law that the government implemented a couple months ago? Did you know that it takes them 2 years? 2 years it takes the government to put that law in place. And when they finally do and implement that law, you know what happened? You know, remember what happened? It leave our kids, our babies on the roadside. Because they were telling drivers that they have to have car seats in their car. So they take 2 years of planning without considering our babies. 2 years of planning to implement this new road traffic law without considering the effect that it will have on our babies. They leave our babies on the road. The driver said, we want to, but if we do, we're gonna get a fat ticket. So we can't. So this is the reason why I always say, they are a what? Reactive government, when they should be what? A proactive government. So he earned it, the donkey Prime Minister, because after all is said and done, at least he come true on one of his promise. And that promise was made and that promise was kept. The Prime Minister deliver the donkey to the lady. The Prime Minister ego and his clout chasing ignore that community and their cry for proper infrastructure. That's how he see it. That's how he see it. But anyway, my people, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share. Follow us over YouTube. Jamaican, treat your fellow Jamaican with respect. The struggle is real. We face this struggle together. But at the end of the tunnel, there is a silver lining. Hopes is in sight. Stay focused. Love your fellow man. Manners and respect. God and good road. Until then, we chat again. I'm out. Mad love.